In this capital structure theory, we have we already know that what is capital structure. Capital structure means we are going to study the things how that in a firm the capital is composed of. Basically, in a firm, the capital is comprises of two things: debt and equity. Okay, and how much portion of debt and equity has to be decided. For that, we are going to study the capital structure, and on that basis, there are various number of theories has been given from a number of scholars. Okay, and we have also learned that how the earning per share is going to be increased because the objective of the financial management, the objective of financial management is maximizing the wealth of the shareholders, maximizing the wealth of the maximizing the value of the firm. Okay, so value of the firm is only going to be maximized when the earning per share will be increased. So here we can see that if we are going to increase the financial leverage, we have seen that earning per share value has been increases. But simultaneously, if we see the financial leverage, if we are increasing, the risk of the firm will also increase. Okay, so we cannot say that increasing the financial leverage or adding more debt and equity, the value of firm will be maximized or not. Okay, so this is a confusion. That's why the scholars has divided among two parts. One says that the financial leverage with the use of more debt, the value of firm will increase, and they support that relevance theory. Okay, and they are in support of relevance theory. And those who says that whether you are going to increase the financial leverage or not, the value of the firm will not increase. The value of the firm will not increase, and they support irrelevance theory. Okay, so we are discussing these days net income approach. We are first going to understand what is net income approach. Okay, because in relevance theory number of theories are there, and irrelevance theory number of theories are there. So one by one we are taking each theories. So in net income approach, what today we are going to discuss the net income approach and how the value of the firm will going to be affect when we are going to change the leverage positions. Okay, so for that I will first we will first we will discuss the net income approach, and we will discuss what is leverage firm and what is unleveraged firm. So leverage firms are those firms whose who use its assets, who finance its assets by equity as well as debt. Okay, so leverage firms are those firms who finance by equity and debt, both. So these are the leverage form. What are the unleveraged form? Unleveraged forms those are those who uses only equity equity for financing its assets. Okay, so you understand the difference between the leveraged firm and unleveraged firm. Now we will understand how the value of equity, how we are going to find out the value of the firm through the value of the firm with the help of these capitals that has been introduced, whether it's form of in equity or is form in the of the debt. Okay. So for this, I'm going to share you the example so that you can understand in a very better way, and I will also show you that how these variations in debt and equity will varying the effect of value of the firm as well as the cost of capital. So the best capital or the best combination is that in which the value of the firm will be the maximum and the cost of the capital will be the minimum. That combination is best capital structure we have to find. Okay. So what the net income approach is saying, what this theory is saying, that this theory is supporting the relevance theory, and it is saying that when we are increasing the debt, portion, it means that when we are leveraging the firms, the value of the firm will increase. Okay, so this theory is going to support. So we will take up an example and we will find out the value of equity and we will find out the value of debt, and from this value of equity and value of debt we will find out the value of the firm and the cost of capital, and then we will analyze whether the equity increase leverages will increase the value of the firm and decreases the cost of capital or not. We will check with that example. Okay, so here we have taken an example and we will going to find out the value of firm through the net income approach. So example is here in front of you. I have taken a example from I have created it my own, so you just to make you understand how the value of the firm through the net income approach has been computed. Suppose here in this example we have taken three situations. In the first situation, a firm has no debt in a capital structure. Okay, so the firm is not a leverage firm and they have not uses any debt fund in its capital structure. It means that they have only uses the equity capital. Okay, so in this what they have uses equity only, and how much equity they have uses, it has an expected annual net operating income of rupees 1 lakh and equity capitalization rate of 10%. Okay, so here in the first column we are going to compute the first situation where the firm has uses zero debt. In the first situation, the zero debt, then the company has uses the debt, increases the debt, and in the third case again the firm has increases the debt. So in the first situation, as we see in the example, the firm has no debt in its capital structure. It has an expected annual net operating income of rupees 1 lakh and equity capitalization of capitalization KE, cost of equity, me 10%. Now thereafter what happened, the firm has is able to change the capital structure and replacing equity by rupees debt of rupees 3 lakhs with the cost of debt is 5%. And in the third situation again the firm uses more debt and increases the debt from 3 lakhs to 9 lakhs and replaces the equity and increases the debt to 9 lakhs. So these are the three situations, and I have created here the first situation, the second, we are going to compute the first situation, second situation, and third situations here. Okay, now in the first case, if we see that is common to everyone. What is the net operating income? Net operating income is given here, and it is 1 lakh of rupees given. So we will write here 1 lakh of rupees. Okay. Now the cost of debt, as we have it is mentioned there, the firm has no debt in here. It means there will be no cost of debt we are going to give here. So it will be the 0. Now we will find out okay. So net income, what will be the net income? This is a net operating income. It is given 1 lakh of rupees. What is the net income here? What net income? I have given the formula of also here net income. We see the formula is net operating income minus interest. So we have no debt. It means we are not going to pay any interest. Okay, because on the debt we are going to pay the interest. So here we have in the first situation of the company, there will be no debt, so no interest. So what will be the total net income? It is same as net operating income. So total net operating income become the net income. Okay. So if it is there any interest, we have to deduct it from there. But in this situation, there will be no interest, so we are not deducting anything. The total income will be the net income. Now, what will be the market value of equity? We have to find. How can we find the market value of the equity? So finding out the market value of equity, we have to find net income, and the net income when we are going to divide with cost of equity, we will find the net income. So this method is called as discounted value of net income. Okay. So when we have to find out the market value of equity, we have to discounted value of the net income we have to find. So for that, the net income is there 1 lakh divided by KE. How much the KE is? 10%. Okay. So if we divide the KE NI with the KE, that is 10%. 1 lakh divided by 10%, how much it become? It become 10 lakhs. Okay. I will write here so that you can understand. Okay. So equals to 1 lakh divided by 10%. So it become 10 lakhs. Okay. Now the market value of debt, what will be the market value of debt? How can we find out? Because there is no debt involved in that, we don't need to find out. Otherwise, if we have to find out, what we have to do here, the formula given, you can see if we have to find out, because in the next situation we have to find out. So interest divided by cost of debt. So in this situation, there will be no debt, because only the capital structure only involves the equity. We need not to find out. We will put 0 here. Okay. Now, what is the market value of the firm? We have find out the market value of equity. We have find out the market value of the debt. So now, what will be the market value of the firm? Okay. So market value of the firm, how can we find out? What we have to do, we have to sum the both securities, value of the both securities. Means if we sum up these two market value, okay, we will get the market value of the firm. Okay. So market value of equity plus market value of debt, we will get the market value of firm. Okay. So if we sum here both the things, then this one plus this one. Okay. So how much? It's again come 10 lakhs. So market value of the firm is 10 lakh of rupees. Now we have to find out the weighted average cost of capital, WACC, weighted average cost of capital. How can we find out the weighted average cost of capital? What we have to do to find out the weighted average cost of capital? The weighted average cost, I will write here to explain things. So weighted average cost of capital, WACC, little explanation I will give you more so that you can better understand. Cost of equity, cost of equity into equity weights, equity weights, plus if we add cost of debt into weight of debt. Okay, so this will be the formula. Okay, this is the total formula of finding out of the cost of equity, and when we club the cost of equity into equity weights, sum of cost of debt into cost weight of debt. So this will give you the weighted average cost of capital. So finding out this value, we have derived this formula. How can we find out the cost of equity? The cost of equity is KE. We have already given here. The cost of equity is 10% given here. Equity weight is what? How can we find out the equity weight? Equity weight will be what? The value, the equity weight will be the value of the equity, and V means the value of the firm. Okay, value of equity divided by value of the firm. Similarly, if we multiply the cost of debt with the value of debt divided by the value of the firm. Okay, so we will get the weighted average cost of capital. So here we will find out. Let's see how can we find. Okay, is equal to, big brackets we will open. Now what is the KE? KE is 10%. Okay, multiplied by how much? The value of equity 10 lakh of rupees, and value of firm will be because we have only the cost of equity here, so we will not find out for the cost of debt. Okay, so in this first situation we have only used this portion of the equation. Okay, the KE into E, cost of equity into equity weights. We don't have the cost of debt, so we will skip that portion. Okay, so 10% into equity, both are the same. Market value of the firm and market value of equity is same, so when we divide it, it will become 1. Okay, so this will be the equation we will get. So how much weighted average cost of capital? 0.1. Okay, so this is the case. This is the first case. The weighted average cost of capital is 1 when we are using 0.1 when we are using only the one source of finance, that is called equity, and we have not used debt funds in that case. Now in the second situation, what happened in the second situation, when we are going to increase the debt debt to replacing the equity by 3 lakhs. Okay, so we are going to use the debt of 3 lakhs with the replacing of equity funds, and the cost of debt is 5%. Okay, so now we will find out here again with the debt portion has been slightly increases. Okay, so how much the net operating income here? Again the same net operating income is here, it is not going to change. Now the total cost of debt here, what is the total cost of debt here? The total cost of debt is how much we have? 3 lakhs of total amount we have, total amount of debt we are using, and on that 5% we are paying the as a cost. So 3 lakhs, 5% of 3 lakhs we are going to find. Okay, into 5%. So it becomes 15,000. 15,000 is the total cost of debt we are using. Earlier it was 0 because we are not uses any kind of debt, so it was 0. Now if we are using 3 lakhs of debt, how much we are paying? 15,000 we are paying. Net income, how much is the net income now? Earlier it was 1 lakh. Whatever the total income, net operating income we have, it all become the net income. Okay, but here what we are going to do, we are paying 15,000 as an interest, so we are going to deduct it from the total net operating income. Okay, as you see the formula, net income will be net operating income minus interest. So how much interest we are going to pay? 15,000. Okay, so what we are going to do? 1 lakh minus 15,000. Okay, so 85,000 will be your net income. Market value of the equity, how much? Now what will be the market value of equity? Earlier it was 10 lakhs. Now we have replaced the equity, so we need to find it. What will be the market value of equity? So market value of equity, how can we find out? Net income upon cost of equity. So net income is how much? 85,000. Okay, so we will find out the net income. Market value of equity, net income divided by how much the cost of equity is. It is given in the example, that is 10%. So it become 8,50,000. Okay, so market value of equity is decreasing from the previous one. Earlier it was 10,000, 10 lakhs, it become 8,50,000. Why? Because we are replacing it with the debt of 3 lakhs of rupees. Now what will be the market value of debt? Because last time we did not use any debt, so it becomes 0. Now this time we have to find. So what will be the, how can we find out the debt? Market value of debt, interest divided by cost of debt. So cost of debt, it is given 5% here, and interest is 15,000. Okay, so 15,000 divided by 5%. It become 3 lakhs. So market value of debt is 3 lakhs. Okay, now what will be the market value of the firm? What will be the market value of the firm? The market value of equity plus market value of debt. So market value of equity is 8,50,000 plus market value of debt is 3 lakhs. Okay, how much it become? 11 lakhs 50,000. Okay, so you can see here the market value of the firm has slightly increases from 10 lakhs to 11 lakhs 50,000. Okay, as we increases the debt, the market value also increase. Let's see what happened with the cost. Does the cost also is going to be affected? Because what we have to do, we have to find out the best situation, best combination of debt and debt and equity, so that at a very low cost, we will have a higher market value of the firm. So here we can see the market value is increases. Now we will see what will be the weighted average cost of capital. Okay, let's see here, because in earlier case we have only the cost of equity is there, not the we have not used the debt. Here we are going to use the debt also. Okay, so how we can find out? We will find out with the cost of equity combination of when we sum when we sum both the thing, the cost of equity with equity weights plus cost of debt with the debt weights. Okay, so cost of equity is how much? 10%. Okay, into value of the equity. Value of the equity, how much is? The value of equity is 8,50,000. Okay, divided by value of the firm. How much the value of the firm is? 11,50,000. Okay, now close the bracket. Now again we have to find out for the debt, plus if we add, and we will again open a bracket. The cost of debt is how much? 5% into what will be the value of debt? Value of debt is 3 lakhs divided by the value of the firm is 11,50,000. Okay, and then close the bigger bracket. We will write again. Cost of equity 10% into bracket value of equity this one divided by value of the firm, bracket close, this bracket close. Okay, plus value of debt is 5% into bracket value of debt how much? 3 lakhs divided by value of the firm 1,50,000. It is not working here, so we will do it one by one. So value, first we will find out the value for the weighted average cost cost of equity into equity weights. What will come? We will see here. 0.7. This one is for the equity, and here we will find out for the debt. Then we will sum these things. Okay. And for the debt, how much? The value cost of debt is 5% into bracket value of the debt divided by value of the firm. Bracket. So this plus this we have to find out. Okay. So how much value will be coming? 0.8, 0.08. Okay. So we will delete. So how much value it will be coming? 0.08. So if we compare from these two, what we are going to see, we can see that the market value of the firm is increases as we increase the debt, and the weighted average cost of capital is decreases as we increases the cost of capital. Okay. So we see that the net income approach is supporting the relevance theory. Okay, because as we increases the leverage, the value of the firm is increases, and the weighted average cost of capital is decreases. For more authentication of this statement, we will check another time increasing the debt, and we will see what happened. Okay, so again in the next case, what we have done, we have again increases, we have again the firm uses more debt in place of equity and increases the debt to 9 lakhs. From 3 lakhs to 9 lakhs we have increases, and 5% will be the charge. So here what will be the net operating income? Again 1 lakh will be the net operating income. Okay, now what will be the cost of debt here? Because in the first situation we have 0, and in the second situation we have 15,000. Now here we are using the 9 lakhs of debt, 9 lakhs 15,000. How much will be the debt cost? Total cost of debt is 5% of 9 lakhs. 5% of 9 lakhs. So how much? 45,000. This time we have the debt, total cost of debt. Okay. Now net income is how much? Again, from whatever the interest we are paying in the as a use of debt, we will deduct it from the net operating income. Okay. So we will deduct it from the net operating income. We will get the we will write directly here because it is not shown. 1 lakh minus 45,000, it become 55,000. Okay. Now what will be the market value? the market value of equity will be net income, that is we have calculated divided by the cost of equity. Okay, so net income is this and cost of equity is 10%. How much we have? 5,50,000 will be the value, market value of equity. Now the market value of debt, how we are going to find out? Interest divided by cost of, how much interest is there? 45 divided by cost, how much? 5%. How much we are going to have the market value of debt is 9 lakhs. Okay, market value of debt is 9 lakhs. Now what we are going to find out, what we have to find out, the market value of firm. As I told you, market value of the firm is market value of equity plus market value of debt. Okay, so market value of equity, market value of debt. So how much? 14,50,000 will be the market value of the firm when we are using 9 lakhs of debt with a 5% cost. Okay, now weighted average cost, again we have to find out. We will find one by one we will find. For the equity here we will find, and for debt we will find here. It will be easy calculation. Okay, so is equal to, for a KE cost of equity is 10% into bracket what will be the market value of equity? Market value of equity is 5,50,000 divided by market value of the firm is 14,50,000. Okay, bracket close. So the market the weighted cost of equity is 0.037. Now we will find here for the debt. How much the cost of debt is? 5% into bracket the cost of market value of debt is 9 lakhs divided by the market value of firm 0.03. Now here we will sum both the things, this plus this. So you can see here, okay, what you are going to see, all the three situation is in front of you. The first situation is when you have zero debt. The second situation is when you have 3 lakhs of debt, and third situation is when you have 9 lakhs of debt. So what happened if you see these two portions, last two portions, if you see this one, okay, so if you see these two things, what you are going to find out, if you see these two things, as we increases the debt, the market value of the firm is increasing. Okay, as you see these things, the market value of the firm is increasing from 10 lakhs to 11,50,000, then 14,50,000. As compared to the cost of the capital, we see that the cost of capital is decreasing from 0.01 to 0.08, and then 0.08 to 0.06. Okay, so we can say that the value of the firm is increasing with the increasing in the leverage. Okay, so this is all called the net income approach, and this net income approach says that it is in support of what we have shown you earlier, what I have told you earlier, that some theories are supporting the relevance theory, and some theory is supporting the irrelevance theory. So the net income approach is in the support of relevance theory, as we have seen from the calculations. Okay, So this is all about the net income approach we have discussed, and in another lecture we will take up another theory.